Yeah, I think at the beginning we thought it was a really good wicket, particularly with the history we've had here in the World Cup a couple of years ago. But actually, yeah, credit to New Zealand bowlers. I think they had really clear plans and executed really well, and it was quite tough, particularly to start on. And yeah, I think it was a case of trying to set a score for the team. I actually thought at one point we're probably going to fall a little bit short, but that partnership between Kate Cross and Amy Jones, who's in like fine form at the minute, really put us up to that 250, and then we just back our bowlers on any wicket in any conditions to get the job done, and they certainly did that with the way Nat Brunt and Sophie Eccleston in particular really kept the lid on the scoring rate and really put the pressure on. I thought was exceptional.
Definitely. And what are your thoughts on the knock you played, right? A good knock of 81, and helping England score that good total. So talk us through your knock as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I found it really tough through the middle, actually. Probably the kind of 20 to 50 was really hard work, and yeah, I think New Zealand really squeezed myself. Then we obviously lost that partnership with Heather and I. Once Heather got out, we lost a couple of wickets back to back, but I found a bit of fluency after that. I think I spent a lot of time questioning whether it was me or whether it was the wicket, so maybe in future I need to just take stock and think about what the team needs. I think I'm happy with how I was batting just before I got out, but as an opening batter you always want more, and I think in particular the situation I was in, I needed to play that senior role and bat a lot longer, but fortunately we got someone like Amy Jones and the tail we have, that me getting out didn't actually cause too much dramas. It just meant that somebody else got an opportunity to score some runs, and I thought she batted beautifully.
Certainly. And even looking at the conditions today, how would you assess them? Because at one point, while you were batting steady at one, and there were wickets falling here and there, and New Zealand did not have the best of the batting outings. So how would you look at the conditions?
Yeah, I think it was a wicket that had a bit in it for both bat and ball. I think it's a good cricket wicket in a way. I think, if you really apply yourself with discipline with the bat, you can score runs. I think you saw if you got in, then it was quite easy to score on myself, and I think it was Brooke Halliday and Izzy Gaze from the opposition, and Amy Jones. I think all looked pretty good. I also think if you're a bowler and you kept your discipline and you bowled a good length on the stumps, it was really, really tough to score. And I think in particular the way Sophie Eccleston showed her class, that she can make it turn and bounce on a wicket like that. I think it's going to be tough for any opposition. So yeah, I think it was a good wicket for kind of everyone involved, really.
Definitely. And even, the total that England eventually ended up getting was 252, right? Did you think it was a good enough total to defend against New Zealand? Or do you think, England would have gone for a little more there on that pitch?
Yeah, I think probably at one point when I was batting with Alice Capsey, you're probably thinking, oh, we could probably push past that 250, maybe even get 270. But actually, I think the way the pitch played throughout and in the second innings, I think 250 was probably par, and it showed the class of our bowlers kind of getting those 4 early wickets. I think there was 80 for 4. I think it's tough to come back from that, but that partnership in the middle for them really put us under a bit of pressure, and I think they played really well. So yeah, from our point of view, we probably need to close out the game a little bit more, but with our bowling attack, I think we've got so much confidence in how they bowl on all conditions. They really find a way to do the job for us. So we almost know, even if we think we should have got more runs with the bat, that the bowlers always come through for us. So yeah, so much confidence with our bowling attack at the moment.
Right. And now, with the series sealed, and you just have one more ODI left. So will there be this mindset of experimenting with new players and just see, if we can give them a go, perhaps?
I guess that's one to ask the captain and the coach. Yeah, not involved in selection myself. I think on the plus side, we know what our bench strength is, and we know we've got some great players missing out in this series already. So should any of them come in, I know they'll do just as good a job as anyone else. But at the same time, I think for us, we really want to keep trying to dominate teams and win series like 3-0 if we can, and keep pushing our cricket on and putting pressure on, and really trying to practice those big moments of must-win series and must-win games for what's coming up with World Cups, knockout cricket not too far away. So we'll be desperate to win no matter which 11 is on the pitch.
ODI game, of course, we are looking at that elusive ODI World Cup that's coming next year. So is there a larger vision within the group to, kind of align goals for this ODI World Cup?
Yeah, we always talk about the bigger picture and our standards and what we're working towards. I think actually in the last 18 months before this series, we'd only played 6 ODIs. So when you come back to ODI cricket, like with that little cricket, I think you all got to remind yourself of how to play the game, the right tempo, the right way to build a spell, all those kind of things. So we're always trying to think about, okay, this is where we are now, but this is where we want to get to before that India World Cup. So yeah, there's always a big picture thinking with our squad because we just want to keep pushing forwards and playing fun cricket, but also winning games of cricket as well.